الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for another opportunity to continue with our tafsir in Suratul Fatihah. And as we said, Suratul Fatihah is the first surah of the glorious Quran, and it is called Suratul Fatihah, it is called Al Quran, it is called As-Sab' al-Mathani, and some other names, been mentioned, by various scholars. And it consists of 7 verses. And as we said also in our previous tafsir, that yes, we have divergence of opinions from scholars regarding to the numbering of the surah. Some counted the surah from Basmala, that is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and we explain how, if one takes from Basmala, how the counting will be, and another version is either by counting from Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And we say that if one counts Basmala, that is Bismillah ar-Rahim, as part of the surah, that means we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim as verse 1, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, verse 2, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, verse 3, Maliki Yawmiddin, verse 4, إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين, verse 5, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, verse 6, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, as verse 7. And then we said if one also picks the opinion that counts from Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, then that means Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen as verse 1, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, verse 2, Maliki Yawmiddin, verse 3, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, verse 4, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, verse 5, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, verse 6, غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, verse 7. And then we said also pertaining to the surah, it's a surah Makkiyah, though it's also considered by some as Madaniyah. So basically you can hear the saying that whether it is Makkiyah or Madaniyah. That's one thing we also mentioned. And also we also mentioned that Surah Al-Fatihah, based on one of the hadith of our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is regarded as A'zamu Surah, that is the greatest, surah of the Quran. And now we also said that Ayatul Kursi as A'zamu Ayah, that is the greatest verse in the glorious Quran. And we started the surah after reciting Isti'adha, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitan Rajim, in the name of, we seek refuge in Allah Ta'ala from Shaitan the outcast. Then Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah. That is, you are starting the recitation of the Quran, with seeking the blessing of Allah wa Ta'ala, Rahman, the beneficent, Rahim, the merciful. Then Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamd means praise. So you say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, as we say, means praise be to Allah. And we said that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He deserves our praise, and also He deserves our appreciation. That is, He deserves our thanks. That is, He deserves our hamd, and He deserves our shukr. That is, He deserves our praise, and He deserves our appreciation. And we said that last week, that regarding to Alhamd, that is, you praise Allah wa Ta'ala irrespective of the situation. So in essence,
The reasons why we praise Allah are wide. That is that, whether if you find yourself in a state you like, you will still say what? Alhamdulillah. If you find yourself in a state you don't like, you will still say what? Alhamdulillah. So in essence, we thank and we praise Allah wa ta'ala ala kulli hal. That is whether you are happy, Alhamdulillah. You are sad, Alhamdulillah. Your stomach is full, Alhamdulillah. You are hungry, Alhamdulillah. Allah bless you with a child, Alhamdulillah. You lost your child, Alhamdulillah. You get a job, Alhamdulillah. You lose your job, Alhamdulillah. So we thank Allah wa ta'ala. We are saying Alhamdulillah not just because He did something for us. We are saying Alhamdulillah because Allah is praiseworthy. That is, He's somebody who deserves what? Our praise at all times. So in essence, that is regarding what? Alhamd. But in the case of Ash-Shukr, we say you only thank Allah for a state of joy. That is when He does for you what gladdens your heart, what pleases, what makes you happy, you say what? Ash-Shukr billah. And we say that in the case of Alhamd. Alhamd, we do it with just one thing. We thank Allah with what? Our mouth. But in the case of Ash-Shukr, you show appreciation to Allah, or you show gratitude to Allah with at least how many things? 3 things. You use your mouth. You use your what? Your mind. Also what? Use your body. Yes, if Allah wa ta'ala gives you wealth, yes, you will say, you will thank Him for giving you the wealth. So believe in your heart that He gave you that. It is not just by your mind you are able to get it. And also you utilize what He gave you in what pleases Him. That means you've what? You've what? Shown your shukr. That is why He said, La in shakartum la azidannakum. He said, if you are grateful to me, if you are thankful to me for whatever good or whatever blessing I bestowed upon you, He said, La azidannakum, I will increase you in my blessing. And He said, Wala in kafartum, if you are ungrateful, that is, if He blesses you, He gives you something that pleases you, and you utilize that thing wrongly, then He said, Inna adhabi la shadid. Certainly my wrath, that is my punishment, is very, very severe. So in essence, that is one thing regarding the distinction or dichotomy between what? Alhamd and also what? Ash-Shukr. Your reason for Alhamd is wider than your reason for Ash-Shukr. But the things you use in doing Ash-Shukr are more than the things you use in doing what? Alhamd. Do we get it now? That is, the things you use in doing Alhamd is less than the things you use in doing Ash-Shukr. And your reason for doing Alhamd is more than your reasons for doing what? Ash-Shukr. Do we get it now? Right. So we said Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Praise be to Allah. Ar-Rabb. The word Ar-Rabb for Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That is, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is our Rabb. He is our what? Our creator. He made us. That is Al-Khalq. He created us. And He is also our what? Our owner. That is Al-Mulk. He owned us. He made us
He owns us and He is in charge of our affairs. Al-Khalq wal-Mulk wa Tadbir al-Umur. That is, He created us, He owns us, and He controls our affairs. So He is. So we said, Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. And the word Allah, it means what? Is one, that great name, special name meant for Allah, that you've never seen anybody who say He is what? His name is what? Allah. So Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, Rabbul Alameen, the Lord of the universe. Al-Alameen refers to anything other than Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Anything which is not Allah falls within Al-Alameen. So we say, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the universe. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the beneficent, the merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, aw Maliki Yawmiddin. So all the qira'ahs are authentic, they are acceptable. You either read it, depending on the qira'ah you are reading, you can either read it as Maliki Yawmiddin or as what? Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin, the king of the day of judgment. Allah is the master of the day of judgment and He is the king of the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, when all creatures are gathered, it will be said that limanil mulku al-yawm. Who is in control of what? Of power today. You know, your king or your Oba or your Emir or your whatever name, your president, your governor or your this or that, that day everybody will be what? Silent. Limanil mulku al-yawm. The answer will be what? Lillahi al-wahidu al-qahhar. Lillahi al-wahidu al-qahhar. You know, the power that day belongs to who? That is the only power visible that day belongs to who? Allah al-Wahid, the only one, al-Qahhar, who is in control of the affairs of everyone. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He is the king of the day of judgment. He is the master of the day of judgment. Yawmiddin, Yawmiddin means what? Day of judgment. And that's why it says, Kama tadinu tudan. As you do, you will be what? Judged. Maliki, that is the last day. It is the day that all our deeds will be presented. Nothing will be hidden. And everybody will be judged according to what? His action. And that is why each and every one of us should always check what you do. And don't assume there is any part of your time that Allah is not documenting. 100% of your time is what? Is documented. And that is why those who deceive themselves, thinking that there are periods that when they do things, nothing happens. Oh, it has nothing to do with Allah. Oh, nothing is written for them because they feel they are not doing ibadah at that time. And now on the day of judgment, when they come and their book of record is given to them, they will be saying that ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها. ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها. What kind of book is this that never crosses anything, no matter how tiny, no matter how small it is, and no matter how big it is, illa ahsaha, except it what? It records it. So no minute of your time or no second of your time is not documented. Everything about your life is recorded by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And that is why whatever you do, you need to check. You need to check your ways. And that's so on always and that is why if when you look, it's one of the surah we recite constantly, we recite every day as Muslims. And you're supposed to always what? Remember what it is saying. As a Muslim, when you know the meaning of Suratul Fatihah, while reading it, it's like Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala talking to you. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala talking to you. So when you remember the day that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is going to judge you by your deed, then that will make you to be cautious of everything you do. If you are in the market, then you will try as much as possible to avoid what? Cheating people in your business dealings. Why? Because as you transact business with people, don't think you are just in the market, that it is only in the mosque that Allah will record what you do. There are verses of the Quran that are talking about business, related issues. You have like in Suratul Mutaffifin, Allah is saying, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ, woe unto those who reduce scale. الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ, those that when they measure from people, they complete it. That is when they want to buy something, they try to get their own in full. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ, when they measure for others, أَوْوَزَنُوهُمْ, when they وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ, when they measure for others, أَوْوَزَنُوهُمْ, or they weigh for them, يُخْسِرُونَ, they will reduce the scale. Then Allah now say, أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ, those ones, don't they think that they are going to be resurrected لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ, for that great day. So as a Muslim, you must understand that when you are in the market, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is watching you. When you are handling your political affairs, you also know that Allah is judging you. Allah is documenting whatever you do. And that's why our Muslim is saying to us in the hadith that kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyyati. He said, all of you are leaders, all of you are shepherds, and each and every one of you will be questioned pertaining to how he took care what is being entrusted to him. Or maybe when you relate with your neighbors, check how you relate with them, because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala also documents how you relate with your neighbors, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. Or you are a man in your family, check how you relate with your family. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala documents that. Or as a wife, check how you relate with each and every members of your family. Allah documents that. So basically, as a Muslim, when you always remember this verse of the Quran, it will make you to be cautious of your behavior. You'll be cautious of your activities. Why? Because you know that a day is coming that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is going to question you pertaining to how you do everything you do. So Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment, that is Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Then the next verse says, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka, you alone, na'budu, we worship. Wa iyyaka nasta'in, and you alone we ask for help. So as Muslims, we are commanded to avoid anything that will amount to associating partner unto Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So here you say iyyaka, you alone, so that you know that as a Muslim you can only worship Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala alone. You don't worship any other thing, other than Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So the only deity worthy of worship is who? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That is why you say La ilaha illallah. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. So in your salah or in your recitation of Suratul Fatihah, you say to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, Iyaka na'budu, you alone we worship, wa iyaka nasta'een, and you alone we ask for help. So you don't ask for any help which is not which is supposed to be meant for Allah alone from any other being except Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Yes, there are some normal things that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala created a kind of relationship amongst us. Yes, you can ask your brother, oh please, do you have 1,000 naira there? Please, can you help me with 1,000 naira? That is a normal, help Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, or connection put Allah between us, because Allah wants us to help ourselves in the area He made it normal for us to relate with. That is why He said, He even told us in a verse of told us in a hadith that Wallahu fi awni al-abdi ma dama al-abdu fi awni akhihi. Allah help His servant so long as that servant of His help his brothers. So Allah wants you to help your brothers in the areas that is humanly possible. But in the area that is only related to Allah, then you don't ask any other being except Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He is the only one who creates. So Allah is the only creator. That is who creates the original one. He is the only one who can enrich you. Yes, somebody can give you money, but that person cannot enrich you. If Allah does not destine, you will be what? Rich. Yes, if somebody can give you 1 million and they will ask you tomorrow, you can explain what happened to the 1 million. But if Allah have destined you will be rich, you can enter the market with empty hand and come out of the market with some money in your pocket. So the original one who enriches is Allah. Yes, we as humans, we are only trying our efforts in the area that is humanly possible. But the one who have the guarantee is Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That is why we call Him Al-Razzaq. That is the provider. He is the one who can enrich us. So if you are really asking for wealth, you ask who? Ask Allah. Yes, that does not mean, as we said, it is not that we are saying that it is prohibited for you to ask your brother in the area that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala permits. But don't think it is that person who can really what? Can give you. Or take for example, you can be looking for something, people will give you and Allah did not permit. You can contest an election, you will win the election and you will not enter the office. Yeah, so you won, but you didn't enter. Because it's all effort you make. So long as Allah did not destine you will sit on that seat, then there's no way you will sit on it. Oh, you can finish running up and down, gather all money. Maybe after getting the money, maybe on your way, what happens? Maybe you lose the money. Yes, you've gathered it, someone that, smile, may Allah, refund your money for you, inshallah. There's a brother, he just, suddenly he saw alert. His money has been what? Withdrawn by scammers from his account. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, inshallah, return his money for him, in manifold, it even means he never, expected. So when I say that, you can struggle to get the money and you get it and it will go. So he just laughed. So may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made that kafara for him. So may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make us people who will only worship Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, people who will only ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, for help, in the area that He is only the one who can do that. I think, do we still have more time? How many minutes? Maybe 6 more minutes. Okay, I think we can still add the next verse. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala now went further to say, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. So we are now asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, that is, Ihdina, guide us. as-sirat al-mustaqim, onto the right path. As a human being, the best Allah can offer you is for you to be guided onto the right path. And guidance are of two kinds. Guidance of admonition. That is, somebody can guide you, advise you, tell you what is right and wrong. That is what? Da'wah, al-wa'af, al-irshad. That is somebody preaching to you. That is guidance. And also there is another aspect of guidance. That is what? You utilizing that information given to you. You see, the person preaching to you, just as I'm talking now, I'm guiding you. That is what I can do. But using what I say, who has the power? It's you. It's in your own hand. And then ultimately, whose hand? Allah. You see, Allah can enlighten you and can make you follow it if He wants by force. I can guide you, but I can make you follow it by force. That is why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, in terms of guidance, Allah commanded the Prophet what? To guide us, that is to admonish us. But in terms of using the message He brought, He told him that innaka la tahdi man ahbabta. You cannot guide whomever you like. That is, you can't force those you like to accept. They say, walakin Allah yahdi man yasha. It is Allah who guides whomever He likes. So we are asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, ihdina, guide us, as-sirata, onto the path, al-mustaqim, the straight one. Because there are many paths. You have many wrong paths, but there is only one right path. And that is the path of who? The path of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Inshallah, we'll end our tafsir here today. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala put us among those who listen to talk and put into use the good out of it. As said by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, أولئك الذين هداهم الله وأولئك هم أولو الألباب. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.